Right. So in the thumbnail, this gentleman asked me if I could supply a guide to get your Skyscale. Dalraman, bro, can you please do a video for how we can get the dragon to ride on? Right. So I'm not an expert, but I'm going to show you expertly things. Which is what got both me and my son the dragon. Now, before I show you the guide, right, and there'll be a link in the description for the guide, I want you to do this, and this will save you a ton of time. Press H, right, on your screen, not the guild one. I want you to go down first to your story journal, okay? In order for you to get at least the start of obtaining your Skyscale, you have to finish all of Path of Fire, and you have to finish all of Living World Season 4. So don't even bother with any of that other shit. If you haven't done those two, get to it, right? And get through them. Now, and here's the other thing, all right? Now they changed this, right? So in the lead up to Ender Dragons, what they did was that they were bringing back all the Living World seasons, adding achievements, so that way it was a lot easier for you to obtain the actual, stuff, the materials or ingredients that you need to go towards, obtaining a Skyscale. Before, it was a hell of a grind. They fixed that. Right, there's a couple of things that they fixed, and this is the first one. So once you finish Path of Fire and Living World Season 4, right, I want you to come down to your achievements, and I want you to type in return to, right, and you'll start getting a list of all the achievements with return to, right? The ones that, for me anyway, are highlighted in yellow, I want you to pay particular attention to. Return to the Domain of Corner, return to Dragonfall, return to the Domain of Istan, return to Thunderhead Peaks, return to Jahai Bluffs, and then return to the Sandswept Isles. I'm fighting a cold at the moment, so you'll have to forgive me. Right? Now, the reason why I recommend, the reason why I say those is because this will make it 1,000 times easier. If you haven't got to doing those maps yet, I would advise following this. If you have done the maps, but you actually didn't end up with enough of the materials that you need per each of these Living World season maps, then do this also. All right, and this is what you do. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? You click on one, say click on return to Domain of Corner, right? Now, you only need, so as you start to do objectives, right, you'll then hit certain tiers, all right? Once you get to tier 3, like you've done tier 3, you'll actually get the inscribed shards. 250 of the inscribed shards, right? And this applies to each one of these other ones that I have shown you. For Dragonfall, you get the Mistborn motes, right? For Domain of Istan, you get the Calcotite ore. Calcotite ore. Yeah, that's it. Shut up. Right, anyway. Okay, so, and so on and so on. So, like I said, the yellow ones, right? Hang on. The yellow ones are the ones you need to focus on. So you can type that in. That's the really cool thing about the achievements. You can just type it in at the top. It's like, oh, return to Thunderhead Keeps. I don't know why I keep saying Keeps. Keeps. Thunderhead Keep. Was that how it was? I think that was called in the first game. Anyway, now, you can also, there's little eye icons next to like most, if not all the achievements, right? When you click that, what it does is it adds it up to your top right to keep a track of it. So you could go through and all the ones, like I said, the yellow ones, 1, 2, 3, right? 4, 5, 6, right? You can then click on the eye next to each one, and then all you have to do is come over here and go, oh, what do I need to do? Click on that. Oh, it just opens it up automatically. And it tells you what to do, right? it tells you that, you know, you have to do this or you have to do that, you know, and that's really easy. Trust me, doing it this way to get the 250 of each, you know, consumable is going to relieve a lot of headaches, okay? But you can't do that until you get to those maps, all right? So if you are doing those maps on the process of finishing Season 4, then you're going to be able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, right? You follow? So that's really important, okay? Because that will save you having to do it the old-fashioned way, which is what they used to do before they added this in, and grinding up, running around and mining them and stuff like that. Like, this is so much easier. This is a reward for you doing a whole bunch of those achievements. By the way, just going back to that, you can choose to do, hide that for a sec. You can choose to do whatever you want as long as you get to the objective that you need to get to, right? So you've got to unlock the tier 3, right? So, you know, you go in here and go, okay, well, I might do this or I might do that or blah, 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 you know, right? So you can do whatever you like or in any order, that's fine. It's just as long as you get to tier 3 and unlock the consumable in tier 3. Now, once you do get that consumable, if you have, I don't think I've got any in my bag. No, I don't. If you right click on it and go consume all, you lose it. You fucking lose it. All right. I did that by accident once and I was so angry. I was so mad. Right. So what you do, make sure that when it gets in your bag, right, come up here to deposit all materials, click that motherfucker and it will go straight into your material bank. Right. Anything that's left over, just leave it in your bag. Like, move it to another bag where you won't sell it or get rid of it or right click on it. Because it's really easy. What they should have is an option that if you go to right click and go consume all, it should ask you if you're sure, right? It should ask you if you're sure, all right? So make sure you do that. And I know I've spent like 7 minutes getting this grounding foundation laid up because this part is really easy. Link in the description for this guide. This is the complete unlock guide, right? Now, there was a part where you eventually have to feed your Skyscale that you used to literally have to wait a whole day. That got reduced down to 2 hours, right? So instead of 24-hour window to wait until you do the next part, it's down to 2 hours, right? So that's really good. And it's fantastic. This has everything. You just follow it all the way through and you will get your Skyscale. It even has clickable links, including also a map at the top of each section if it requires it, for you to go, oh, where's the Skyscale scales that I need? Okay, I'll click on that. Oh, okay, it shows me Dragonfall and it shows me everywhere that I need to go to get the particular Skyscales with those little yellow numbered markers, right? You follow that through, that's it. That's all you have to do, all right? And like I said, getting those, like I said, following those achievements, right? As you can see here, right? And getting to tier 3 for each of the yellow ones that I showed you on my screen. So you'll be able to pause the video and find them yourself and then like put them over to your achievements watch list over here on the right. Okay, you can do all that yourself. Then that way you keep a record. You've got a record there to see your achievement and you know, of it working up. And like I said, you can do that even if you haven't finished Living Well Season 4, because you'd be going through the process of doing it anyway. And if you get all that done before you start your Skyscale like journey, you save a fuck ton of time. All you do is just follow this guide. That's it. You just follow this guide all the way through, all right? When it talks about things like wait for the next reset with a sad face, it's like 2 hours, right? That's it. Like it literally, I think people are saying as long as you got the materials and the gold, it probably only takes maybe 3 or 4 days, if that, to get it, all right? So it tells you everywhere you need to go. Now, the last trick, right, I'm going to show you. So this part here, right, see these things here? These are waypoints, like, or waypoint coordinates, right? So what you do is you highlight it, go copy, come into your chat, right? Go paste. Okay, and it shows you, oh, that's where the waypoint is. You click on the waypoint, right? And it will take you to where the waypoint is that you need to be in order for you then to be able to, you know, buy something from a merchant or a you know, what's this one? Like buffs that you need and stuff like that. So that's another trick, right? That's another little trick that you can do for that, which is very handy. And you just follow it through, right? You go all the way through, okay? And you will eventually get there, right? That is how I got, and my son, how we got our Skyscale, right? And when they introduced the achievements to go back to these Living World Season maps for Living World Season 4 maps, and just go, oh, okay, well, you just did a bunch of this stuff, and one of the rewards is the entire, you know, the entire block or like, you know, consumable amount to go towards your Skyscale. I was like stoked. That was that was so much easier, right? But before that, it was a massive grind, and I think they learnt from doing that, right? So make sure you follow this guide to the letter. Also make sure, like I said, you open up your achievements after you've finished. Actually, even if you haven't finished like Living World Season 4 or Path of Fire, you may be able to load them up. I'm not sure. That's the only thing I'm not 100% sure of. But you know, if you type it in and you haven't finished those 2 story elements and you can't see them, then it could be that either you have to unlock it once you get to the map, or it only unlocks after you finish those, so it allows you to come back. But either way, make sure you put it on your watch list, right, to track it, and then that way you can just go through each map and, you know, do what you need to do, get the tier 3 reward, leave it in your bag, and or, you know, deposit it into your bank, right? For God's sakes, do not right click on it and consume all. I can't stress that enough. I did that. I was mad as shit, right? Don't do that. It's bad. You make your hair fall out. See? Right? Not lying. Anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think. But that's what I got. And so, you know, to the person that created this guide, fantastic, awesome, like brilliant guide. Just, you know, step by step. It's pretty long. It looks pretty long, but you know, if you get in the rhythm of it and you got to open on another monitor, on your tablet or your phone or something, then it's, you know, you've got that second screen to just look at. Oh, okay, I'll go here now. I'll go here now. I'll go here now. Right. So I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think, and yeah, I will catch you guys next time.